All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahar Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out of toilet in his truth. And Shalom to the few Akwathium, the sisters that listen and learn in silence. To all of you, I say Shalom. I'm the priest Pathaka Moth, Jim S. Dallas. I'm just coming back at you really quick with this really quick hit lesson. Just going in on those tiny tops, the small hatters, the 48ers. They have so many baby hats. They have so many names. You know what I'm saying? According to brothers, man, you know what I'm saying? There's so many names that you can call these dudes, these people, these fakes, these rats, you know. But I'm gonna call them tiny tops right now, And the title, I'm gonna title this simply "The Tiny Tops Are Through." You know what I'm saying? And you know, Esau is pulling all the stops, man. They're pulling all the stops, trying to keep the lie, that lie going, man. Like they're the people of the Lord, which according to scripture, prophecy scriptures, they're not, man. They don't line up with any of the prophecies of the Bible, man. So these devils have put together a thing where 1,000 pastors, I think it already happened, 1,000 pastors, went to Israel and, pretty much in an effort to keep the imposter lie afloat. Because that ship has sunk, man. It's over. You know what I'm saying? It's over. The lie is through. The deceptions, as a matter of fact, before I got a clip I'm going to play, but before I do that, let's just get a scripture real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 60. Isaiah chapter 60. And the point is in verse 2. I'll go ahead and start at the top. This is Isaiah 60 in verse 1. And it reads, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh Shai is risen upon thee," which is going into the elect, man. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come." The light in these times represents this knowledge, man. Of course, ultimately and overall, it represents Yahweh Shai. He's the light. He came into the world, you know what I'm saying? And men love darkness rather than light, like it says in John the 3rd chapter, because it reproves their deeds. You know what I'm saying? It shines a light on their wickedness, their evil doings. You know what I'm saying? And they rather, not. They rather stay in the dark than come to the light. You know what I'm saying? So that light has shined upon the elect. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in the time of the remnant returning, pursuant to Isaiah the 10th chapter. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the light has shined upon these men, man, beginning starting with the elect. You know what I'm saying? It says the glory of Yahweh Shai is risen upon thee. So that glory of the Lord is being seen in these men, because they've refrained from all the ways of this world, and they've turned to thus saith the Lord, the ways of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And those are the ones that's when you read in Isaiah the 10th chapter that escaped what? The coming destruction that is going to take out the majority of the nation of Israel, pursuant to Zechariah 13 and 8. Two parts shall be cut off and die. You know what I'm saying? And, so we'll continue on. This is Isaiah 60 and 2. It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people." And that's exactly what happened, man. The darkness has covered the earth. Then the darkness represents the evils of this place, the lies, the deceptions, Esau's lies and deceptions, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the darkness, part of the darkness. His evils, iniquity, which iniquity is sin upon sin. But, all of these things is the darkness of that's encapsulated the whole entire globe, the whole earth, man. You know what I'm saying? And it says these people in gross darkness, which is ignorance, man. You know what I'm saying? These people are ignorant, man. You got all this knowledge and you still have Jake. And it's primarily the Israelites, the Jakes, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians of Negroid descent. You know what I'm saying? It's those people that really, really challenge the knowledge and really come up against it, man. So, hey, they're ignorant. They're in that gross darkness, man, which is, at the end of the day, it's going to get them destroyed, But it says the people, Salakia, Let me read it again. It's Isaiah 60:2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen in thee. And that's talking about the elect again. And that's we're in those times. That's happening. You know, people, these men go into different establishment places. People see a difference in them, you know what I'm saying? And how they move, the way they act, how they carry themselves, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference than just the next worldly person, you know what I'm saying? So that glory is seen in these men, you know, because that glory is living, thus saith the Lord. You get the glory of the Lord. Those things come, you know, with that. So they're in this earth is in darkness, you know, the lies and deceptions, the evils, the wickedness of this place. And these people in gross darkness. Of course, they're encapsulated in those things, and they're ignorant. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to change. They think this is as a matter of fact, that reminds me of Isaiah 29:16. Then we're going to get into the lesson. This is Isaiah 29:16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. They look at things and they think, oh, this is how the Lord made it. This is how it's supposed to be. Wrong answer, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not what's going on here, man. So it says, I'll just finish it out. It says, for shall the work say of him that made it? The work is the creation. He made me not. Or shall the thing framed, created, say to him that framed it, created it? He had no understanding. And that's exactly what Esau did, man. You know, and he's got Jake in the same spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? The majority of Jake. You know, that's why this whole Big Bang Theory, you know, which is absolutely absurd, is ridiculous to the highest degree in power. You know, it makes no sense whatsoever. But these people believe in it, man. You know, because they rather believe that than you know, a higher power exists and created everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah. That's what's going on, man. So really quick, let's get back to because I want to play this video, and yeah, this futile attempt at continuing the lie, man. You know, the imposter lie. You know, these people are not the people of the Lord. People in the land are not the people of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? They're imposters, they're phonies, they're fakes, and they're exposed. You know, all of these things are exposed, and this is an attempt a feeble attempt to try to keep that going. So really quick, I'm gonna play this. It's a short little video clip, as you can see right there in the. I'm gonna play it. It says 1,000 U.S. pastors make historic Israel. I think it says visit or something like that, to that effect. So let's play that real quick.
My name is Pastor Alex Colon. I am from Houston, Texas. I was invited by Friends of Zion Ministry.
Is it your first time to Israel?
It is my first time, and incredibly, I was supposed to be here 2 years ago. When this opportunity came, I, along with 1,000 pastors from all over the place in the United States, we're here. And I have to say this, that this is the first time for many of us.
Tell me a little bit about why you came here to see.
Bring back Israel into the life of many people who, to my perception, have been deceived with information, propaganda, or misinformation. And we as pastor, I believe we have to stand as friends of Israel and say the truth. That I've read it in the Bible, but never seen it, and I will be seeing it with my own eyes. So to me, it's like bringing the Bible back alive in my own eyes, seeing the pictures, seeing what God wrote in the Bible, and it's just incredible.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
My name is...
And that's the lie. He's seeing a lie. He believes the lie, man. You know, that earth being in gross darkness, Salaki in darkness. And, you know, how did these lies come about? So let's get this real quick. This is Job chapter 9 and verse 24, and it reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? So the earth has been given into the hand or the power of the wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? We now know who the wicked is, you know. the so-called self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child. They're the wicked nation of the planet. You know what I'm saying? You know, they are the nation that the Most High hates, man. You know, they're the vessels of dishonor fitted to wrath and destruction when you read in Romans the 9th chapter. You know, and they're the wicked. As a matter of fact, when you read in I believe it's Proverbs 16:4. This is Proverbs 16:4. It says, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. You know, and then we're in that day now. You know, that day of evil is upon us, man. You know what I'm saying? Things are finna get very bad in the earth. And you know, that evil day is about to come to life, man, like in a way that these people have never seen, man. You know, this devil is about to come down having great wrath because he know he hath but a short time, pursuing the Revelation, the 12th chapter and verse 12. And it's finna get bad, man. You know what I'm saying? The time of Jacob's trouble, Daniel, the 12th chapter and verse 1, a time unlike any other since there was a nation. We're in these times, man. You know, Jeremiah 30:7, you know. But hey, it is what it is, man. You know, but we're in these times. So, but this is a futile, I won't get too far off the topic. This is a futile attempt that pastor, you know, and those pastors that's you know, made that trip to Israel to be indoctrinated with the lies and deceptions of Esau, you know, and to try and you know, take it into these churches. And man, it's too late, man. The church is dead, man. Yeah, that ship is sank, man. It's over. You know what I'm saying? But Job 9:24, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, man. And they covered the faces of the judges, the actual true judges. You know, the Israelites of the Bible, man. You know, they've been covered. You know what I'm saying? And no one knows who these people are, which goes back to Psalms 82. There was a council, you know, of these nations. They came together to basically to get rid of the name of Israel out of the earth and get rid of these people, man. Hide them. And you know, of course, they gave them names that has nothing to do with anything. You know, it's not there. All nations has a biblical name, man. You know what I'm saying? And this devil came along and changed the names, you know, moved landmarks, he did all kinds of madness, man, you know, to confuse the masses, and it has worked in his favor, man, up until now. See, the mouth of the prophets are out here now and basically exposing everything, and he's through now. This devil is through. He's running, he's scrambling around, you know what I'm saying? And he don't know what to do, you know what I'm saying? So he's made a feeble, futile attempt to try to indoctrinate these pastors to try and get that fire burning like they're the people again, man. You know, trying to keep the lie alive, man. But it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. The mouthpiece of the Lord, which are the prophets, are out here and they're exposing all of these things, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. As a matter of fact, let's see. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, in verse 8. You know, just to prove the mouthpiece of the prophets or the prophets. This 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8, it says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed," which he's being revealed, the wicked, the Edomites, man, "who the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth," you know, which are the prophets, "and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." So the Lord is going to destroy them when he returns, you know. What's another one? Let's go to Luke, the 1st chapter, and we'll jump down to verse 70. Luke 1:70 says, "As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began." So this is how the Lord speaks, man. The mouth of his prophets, you know, the holy prophets. And they're the ones exposing everything, man. You know, every move this devil makes, the prophets are bringing it out, man. You know what I'm saying? So this devil can't make any moves and how is that? By way of the prophecies, man. You know, everything is according to prophecy, you know, which Yahweh Shai, the spirit of, pursuant to Revelation, the 19th chapter, man, in verse 10, you know. That's why we're supposed to be occupied in prophecy, pursuant to Sirach 39:1, because the Lord said in 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter in verse 1, speaking to the ears of his people, the words of prophecy. And pursuant to 1 Peter, I believe it is, 1 Peter 1:19, we have a more sure word of prophecy. So it's all about prophecy, man. You can't get around the prophecies. And they're speaking loud and clear, louder than ever in these times, man. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, Though it tarry, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not tarry. Roughly paraphrasing. And plus when you read in Ezekiel, the 12th chapter, it says that we're in the times of the effect of every vision, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, the prophecies, man, which they don't line up with any of them. The ones that they do line up, I'm going to bring out. So let's get one real quick. This Zechariah chapter 9. And we're going to drop down to verse 6. Here's a prophecy that they line up with, that they do line up with. Zechariah 9:6. It says, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. You know what I'm saying? So that bastard is dwelling in Ashdod, And of course, Ashdod was a major Philistine city, on the Mediterranean Sea west of Jerusalem, which today I believe is called Isdod, which was a historic village in the southern coastal region of historic Palestine, ancient Ashdod. So that's what it is today, man. You know what I'm saying? So which represents Israel today, man. That's what that represents. So a bastard dwelling in Ashdod represents Israel, And as a matter of fact, the Lord speaks on that. So let's get that real quick. This is Ezekiel chapter 36. And we're going to read verse 2, and then we're going to jump down to verse 5. Ezekiel 36:2. And it reads, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai power, because the enemy hath said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are in our possession. Yeah, they got everything that belongs to Israel. Everything that belongs to Israel belongs to these heathen right now, which the Lord has a problem with. And he's going to tell you that when you drop down. So let's drop down to the 5th verse. But that proves that who that's talking about, that aha, in which Eddie Murphy did that in that first Coming to America. He was playing a Jewish man, and he told a joke about some soup or something. And then, aha, he did that. So they do that to this very day, man, proving who these people are, man. They're the modern day Idumeans, the Edomites, man. That's a Greek way of saying Edom. Idumea. So let's get this real quick, because this is very clear and to the point. The Lord is giving it. He's telling you right here, man. Ezekiel 36, verse 5, and it reads, therefore, thus saith the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea. There it is, those Edomites. Idumea, again, a Greek term for Edom, a Greek way of saying Edom. It says, which have appointed my land into their possession. Boom. That's who's in the land today. That's who has possession of the land today. The Idumeans, man. They're not the people of the Lord. The Edomites are the nation of people that the Lord hates. They're the vessels of dishonor, fitted to wrath and destruction. So stop. So this is a primitive attempt to keep that lie going. It says, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. So the land is in the hand of the Idumeans, man. The Edomites. You know what I'm saying? So they're not the people, But again, the mouth of the prophets are consuming this place, all lies, all the lies, the darkness, the deceptions, are being exposed. As a matter of fact, it says that in what is that? In Isaiah 47, I believe. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 2. It says, take millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. And the Lord is returning, and he's not going to meet them as a man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to meet them as that, with that angelic force in his angelic state, man. You know what I'm saying? That all powerful state, you know. But it says his nakedness shall be uncovered and his shame is going to be seen. And right now there's a shameful spewing on this devil's glory, man. You know what I'm saying? And all the lies, all the deceptions, all of these things that this devil has done, said, you know, put into the earth, it's falling apart now. It's unraveling. You know what I'm saying? All these lies, because we're in the time of prophecy coming to pass. It's time, man. Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, man. So, hey, no, we're at the end of your world, bro. So all these things, it's time for it to fall apart, which is doing beautifully. You know, the Lord is dismantling this place, you know, and it's over, man, you know. And they do not want to accept that, you know. They believe the lie, you know, and these people believe it, you know, the majority of these people believe the lie. You know what I'm saying? So, but that, as a matter of fact, let me let me get one more. This is Job chapter 18, and let's see where I'll start. I just started verse 16. Point is in verse 18. It says, Job 18 and 16, it says, his roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branches be cut off. His branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the streets. In the street, it says, he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. And you can clearly see this happening in real time as we speak right now. That's why they're making this feeble, futile attempt with these pastors, man. You know, because this very scripture right here is in full effect, man. As a matter of fact, I remember watching like a while back, not too long ago, the beloved elder Barack Allah out in L.A. did a lesson, and he did a lesson with just showing all the different places that's rejecting these people. They were the businesses. They go into business. They tell them, we don't want you here. Leave, get out. We don't want you here. Not welcome here. In the different places that they went, in the different businesses and establishments that all these so-called Jewish people, the issues were going into and getting, you know, throughout, basically. So they're getting cast out of the world, you know, chased out the world, like the scripture says, man. They're through. It's over. It's just done, man. You know, stick a fork in it, chalk it up, man. But these devils don't want to let go of the lie, man. You know, so that's this again. The 1,000 pastors is a feeble, futile attempt to keep the imposter lie alive, man. Which, hey, it's over, man. Prophecy is gonna prevail. You know, so you know it is what it is. So that was a feeble attempt, man. It's over, man. But with that, hope this was edifying to the elect. Giving all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Kakratash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath Shah Dawadah Shalom.